Good afternoon and welcome everyone to our nation's capital. My name's Sarah Anderson and I'm here from FreedomWorks. We're a limited government, grassroots policy advocacy group based out of Washington, D.C., but we engage in issues both state and federal. Rule of law, but fair constitutional application of that law is central to our mission. Criminal justice reform is a key part of making that happen. And the First Step Act, which we wholeheartedly support, is essential to moving the ball ever closer to that goal. Those who are incarcerated are still Americans. They are still humans, and importantly, most, nearly all, will return soon again to be our neighbors. Ensuring that once they have paid their due debts to society, these individuals return as productive, dignified, and successful members of society is absolutely critical to enhancing public safety and ensuring fiscal responsibility. Frankly, it is critical to living out the compassion that we are called to have for one another as humans. It is critical to demonstrate that we believe in and will empower the strength and resiliency of every individual. The families here today have highlighted that phenomenally. Criminal records follow offenders for life, regardless of the length of their actual sentence. It is in perfect alignment with conservative values to ensure that the correctional system, designed to correct those who find themselves in it, actually does so. A bloated, unaccountable government bureaucracy that fails its people and its nation 40% of the time is antithetical to what proponents of limited government believe in. There is no lawmaker in Washington who understands this more fully than Senator Rand Paul. A warrior for liberty and always a champion for doing what is right by the American people, Senator Paul has dedicated much of his time in office fighting for individuals who have made mistakes. Yes, for the betterment of their own lives, but also for the betterment of society as a whole. It is my honor to introduce him to you all gathered here today and to share with you in hearing the wisdom, thought, and care that he puts into this monumental issue of justice reform. With that, please welcome the junior senator from Kentucky, Senator Rand Paul.
Thank you. I think it's time that we end the war on drugs. I think the war on drugs has disproportionately incarcerated people of color, people from poverty, people from all walks of life, white, black, brown, you name it. But it hasn't been fair. All you have to do is read the stories on the Families Against Mandatory Minimums website and see what has happened to families. Often, if not always, the vast majority of these drug cases, no one was violently attacked, no one was injured. It involved the sale or distribution of drugs. Stephanie Nod was a 20-year-old single mom. She became pregnant, was forced to give birth shackled in prison. Her prison sentence for being involved with a boyfriend and distribution of drugs was 30 years. And so the thing is we've got to bring some sense into this. Cynthia Phillips was not a drug addict, not involved with drugs, but she made a bad decision one day to sell some of her diabetic pain pills. She sold 35 pills and got 25 years in prison. The cases go on and on and on. President Obama did some good things, commuting some sentences towards the end of his second term. President Trump has started, and I've encouraged him to do this. This does not have to be a Republican or Democrat issue. It should be about fairness, and it should be about looking at the individuals and saying, does this individual deserve 20 or 30 years in jail for a nonviolent crime? My answer is no. I will continue to fight for ending the mandatory minimums, and I will continue to fight for your justice. Thank you.